Good afternoon. Last session of the afternoon. Hope you guys are all still awake and pumped up. What I'm going to talk about today is really about carrying forward with what they said about voice and how omni-commerce means it's omni-device, omni-channel, various types of channel, omni-methods of input, text, voice, etc. And so ultimately to be able to create the kind of experiences that matter for customer and business engagement. So I'm going to talk about a couple of things here. Number one is, why is it that when it comes to commerce, conversational commerce, why is it that better conversations win relationships? And we can see that these two companies up here, one is called Chewy. Chewy is an online pet supply company, effectively buying pet food, pet supplies online. Oops, it went away. But you can buy the same stuff, in fact, some of the same stuff for cheaper on Amazon. So why is it that Chewy is just killing it? The reason that Chewy is killing it is because when people want to shop there, they have a 24/7 call center that has very personalized service that has real conversations. And those real conversations recommends folks that... oh, excuse me. I'm on hands-free mode right now so that I get messages sent to me hands-free. If I turn it on, that means I'm ready to message. Now, that message could have come from a person, or it could have come from somebody that's reminding me to pay my bills. And if I left it on purpose, I could have paid my bills right from my phone without even going into the application. I'm going to show you a demo a little bit later. But first, let's get back to Chewy, on why Chewy is somebody that is creating better conversations through humans, not through robots, but through humans. They'll even recognize your pet's name and remember your pet's name, recommend the type of food for your pet, so you feel engaged. That's why they're winning and killing it. Why is T-Mobile winning and killing it, setting another record this past quarter when everybody else is either stagnant or falling? It's because of their teams of experts. They're having real conversations, helping you, not going through robots, but serving you and getting your problems resolved. So better conversations certainly are going to win relationships, but also better transactions win relationships. As earlier somebody says, if it's seamless and it's invisible like Uber, payments should be in the background. And how many of you have heard of WeChat and what's happening in China? For those of you who don't know what's happening in China with WeChat and WeChat Pay has created over $7 trillion of transaction last year alone. You can pay effectively with your phone using WeChat, scanning barcodes at just about everywhere. In fact, not only the dumpling stands that you can go and scan a barcode, pay for dumpling and walk away, but also some people make a joke that the beggars are even putting up their QR code for you to transfer money. And this, whether it's joking or not joking, you go to China, WeChat pays everywhere. So when you combine better conversations and better payments, you now have better experiences to build relationships. If you come to the United States, however, we're still in a pretty antiquated and fragmented environment. We don't have a universal wallet that works on every device everywhere. And issuing you a card is actually quite painful. If you think about how card issuance work today, there are 4 billion pieces of mail sent to your mailbox every single year. And we only have 300 million Americans. So 99.6% of these mail gets thrown in the trash. And assuming that you're one of the 0.4% and you apply and you get accepted, now they take your information, they send it to a factory to put that information onto a piece of plastic, ship it to you via a truck, and then when you get it, you open it up, you call a number to activate it, then you stuff it into your wallet, and by the time you go and use it and choose how to use it, sometimes you're typing it online, static number that gets skimmed online, and sometimes you're giving to a waiter And that waiter goes in the back and they can skim it as well. And now you got to replace it all over again. So not the best of experience if you think about how credit cards are issued when we have supercomputers in our pockets and are completely connected. So what we did at OV Loop is to transform the way that a wallet should be done, cards can be used, and conversations can be had. So I'm going to share with you more now. So number one, OV has an Omni wallet that allows for instant issue and instant use. And we help credit card issuers not compete with them like Apple Card with Apple Wallet. We help all the card issuers make it easier for them to deliver your credentials onto a universal wallet that's iOS and Android. In fact, we have a patent on the Android side. Not only allows you to tap and pay, but also give you a dynamic number every single time that you can use for online shopping so that it doesn't get skimmed and copied. So as you know, not every place accepts Apple Pay or Google Pay. So, and even Apple has resorted into sending you a card, right? An Apple card, a titanium expensive piece of metal. Now it's a nice looking piece of metal, but it's nonetheless just a regular card that can swipe and tap, or swipe and dip. We created a OV Supercard. And this OV Supercard is actually a one card that can hold all cards. That card allows you to store all your cards, and I'm holding it in my hands right now. It is a third of the cost of a titanium metal card. It is one-time use tokens every transmission. So even if you give it to a waiter, now you're not going to give your phone to a waiter ever, right? So if you give this to a waiter and they go back, and even if they were to skim it, they cannot replicate it and reuse it because it's a one-time use card number token. So not only is it tap and pay, it has a special technology in here that allows it to use what's called magnetic secure transmission. Anybody heard of MST, magnetic secure transmission? That's what's in Samsung Pay today. So my last company was called LoopPay. Samsung acquired my company, and I became the global co-GM of Samsung Pay, and this technology got integrated into about several 100 million phones and several tens of millions of watches to allow you to tap and pay at existing magstripe readers without NFC. So yes, it works at NFC, but it also works at those places that don't have NFC. So the Square readers and the restaurants in the back, so you can give this to a waiter and still be safe. So tap and pay just about everywhere, and holds multiple cards. Press once, it's your primary card. Press twice, it's your secondary card. And by the way, you can find your keys from your phone, and you can find your phone from your key. You ever try to walk out of a house and you were like, where's my phone? And it's on silent mode, I can't even call it. Well, with 3 press of this button, I can basically ring my phone and put it into a out of silence mode and ring my phone. So very cool stuff. Now, I just talked about instant issue, instant use, Supercard, which is an IoT connected device, IoT connected card. Now let's talk about businesses and services and how customer service works. Now, if I have an issue today on customer service, as you know, most retailers are trying to drive people towards self-service. And self-service is great for those who are tech savvy, but they don't solve all of my problems. I can go to the website, I can go to the app, and then sometimes they even have chat bots, and some of those chat bots are not great. So what do I do if I have a problem, especially if I wanted to dispute a charge or what have you? I end up calling the call center. And call centers are not great experiences. You're waiting, dial 1 for this, 2 for that. And assuming that you actually get through to a real customer service rep, you're still hanging on the line while they solve your problem. So you can't get back to your life. Wouldn't it be great if we could just say our problem, send it out? I don't care whether it's 2 minutes or 2 hours, just solve my problem and get back to me. So, and same thing with collections. Collections and bill payments. How many of you guys love paying your bill? Not often, right? So normally it's because those bills come to me. It's not that I don't want to pay it. I do want to pay it. It's just I want to see it first before I put it on auto pay. But when it comes, and sometimes I forget, I only pay once a month for some of these bills, but it still sends me back to self-service to log in, find my bill, and then if I have any problems, I'm calling again. So anyway, not the greatest of experience, as you can see. So where is it going next? And we believe, and we are doing something about this, which is how do we incorporate asynchronous messaging, but not just text, but using the power of our voice. So voice is the next touch, as many of us talked about, and everybody's been talking, including the last panel. However, single mode voice is not enough. Meaning, you can send a voice message today, but the recipients can't read it. There's no context. There's no AI response for the easier problems. And every keyboard also has a voice-to-text button, right? You can see the voice-to-text button. Why aren't we using it more? And that's because text only is not enough. So even if you have voice-to-text, you're constantly looking to make sure that it's correct, because if, God forbid, it translates wrong, you're going to have to correct it. So if you have a solution that is text only, it's also not good enough. How about voice assistants, Alexa and so forth? Well, it turns out that machine only by itself is also not enough. We're not at artificial general intelligence yet. So that's why 99% of usage of Alexa is still less than 1% of its skills. We're not trained to talk robot. So what's the answer? The answer is we create, number one, a multi-mode voice with text technology, which we invented at OV, that allows us to not only type. You can see that I can certainly type on the bottom left-hand corner of that screen, right? I can certainly type there. But instead of just typing, if I'm driving, if I'm on the go, I can press this button in the middle once, and that sends my voice with text simultaneously. I never have to correct mistakes because somebody can always press the play button, even if it's loud and being translated wrong. And if somebody's in a meeting, they can read it. Robots can read it. So that one-tap voice with text is awesome. Now, right next to that button, there's another button called hands-free. Now, why is that hands-free there? It's because when I'm doing asynchronous messaging, do I really want to be staring at the screen waiting for that message to come in? Or do I put it on hands-free mode and just go about checking my email and doing something else and waiting for the message to come? Now, Spencer had messaged me earlier. You guys heard it ring on my phone. That's kind of what it's like, except I'm expecting that message. So I turn it on hands-free mode so that I can reply completely hands-free with my voice. Now, that's cool. But we went one step further. This is a multi-mode messaging. So if you're dealing with customer service, they should be able to send you images, send you videos, product description, and if you want to buy, guess what? There's a buy now button right there, right attached. And if you happen to have a digital wallet, let's say an OV wallet, boom, your fingerprint, you're done. So that level of customer service and commerce tied in with a multi-mode concierge experience, it's awesome. Now, we did it not just for the phone. Of course, if you want customer service, just hit that live chat button right there and go. And yes, of course, if you want to make a payment, you can pay with your wallet, boom, and finish that. But it should be available, that live chat button should be available on the web. It should be available even if you're calling customer service. So I'm going to share with you an example here. I'm going to call, this is just a demo, so it's not live, but I'm going to call customer service for a bank, and I'm going to put myself on speaker mode.
Welcome to Synchrony Bank and our suite of savings products that feature award-winning rates and the safety of FDIC insurance. To immediately begin a live chat on your mobile phone with customer service, press 1, or to be transferred to the next available phone call agent, press 2.
So I'm going to press 1.
A text message has been sent to your phone with a link to chat with an agent immediately.
Okay, so now I just got a text. And you can see here on my, I'm gonna show you my video here, see if you can see me. Okay, so I just got a text message here. And I click on this link. And notice I don't have an application. That's just pure web HTML. And it asks me if I wanted to turn on hands-free mode, tells me what hands-free mode and one tap is. It has my previous conversation saved. And now I can either type it in or use one tap. Hey, I wanted to report a problem, and I was wondering if you can help me with a charge that I don't recognize for $200.35 yesterday.
Message sent.
Message is sent. So it's that quick. The voice with text is now translated and simultaneously go there. Now, what happens over at the customer service agent? So now if I'm a customer service agent, I see that there's a ticket, and I pull that ticket, and it says it's from William Graylin, my former name, and it has my previous conversation saved, of course, and it's showing both the text and the voice simultaneously. And it can tell me right here that I have where my phone number, my email, my phone type, I have an Android device, so it knows who I am on the other side. And of course, you can type a message or you can use voice. I'm happy to help you. You're a valued customer, so just stand by. Boom, I hit post.
New voice message from Symphony Financial.
I'm happy to help you. You're a valued customer, so just stand by.
Would you like to reply?
Yes. Now I'm on hands-free mode, right?
Say your reply.
You're the best. Thank you.
Send.
See that? That's the level of interaction we're talking about with asynchronous multi-mode voice with text. But we didn't stop there. You can add images. You can add, let's say if I'm selling tickets to the Red Sox game at Fenway Park. And I can just post that, and boom.
New image message from Symphony Financial.
I'm going to turn hands-free off so that,
Hands-free mode off.
okay. So you can see on my phone here, it's now images. I can select my own seat rather than having you describe to me what seat is. And if I want to buy it, send this request for payment right here. Boom, request for payment's been sent. And now, if you look on my phone here, it's all here. So this is what I mean by multi-mode asynchronous messaging and multi-mode asynchronous messaging with payments. So that's a little glimpse of what customer service looks like. And we have Motorola as one of our customers. I showed you their website. And they have reduced their customer support calls by over 50%, increased their customer satisfaction by over 25%. And it's really pretty awesome. And you can send bills in emails that's tied to your invoice and tied to your wallet. So in summary, what we're dealing here and working with here is creating an omni-channel conversational commerce tool for businesses to better service, engage, and transact with their customers, no matter what channel you're coming through. So I just showed you the phone call, right? I showed you a website. I showed you an application with a button. Now I could be even driving, and it's coming through my CarPlay. It could be coming through my headset while I'm towing luggage in the airport. It does not really matter. It's the same customer service agent on the other side that is servicing you through multi-mode asynchronous messaging. So, with that said, the consumer, what is the consumer experience? The consumer experience is all about an omni-wallet, omni-card, omni-chat with a one-tap or hands-free messaging and payment experience on any device, anywhere. That's the level of experience that is coming to you, and that's what OV Loop is doing to bring about a WeChat-like experience to the United States, but focused with the United States idiosyncrasies. So hopefully you'll be able to experience more and more of this in 2020, and I'll open it up for any questions. You guys are so excited.
The only part that was weird was high-value customer, just stay on the line for a minute. Synchrony has to work on that.
That was a demo. That was a demo. Oh, thank you. Okay.
How do you educate the customer on using this new way of communication? How difficult is that for the retailer?
Great question. So the question is, how do you educate consumers to leverage this one-tap hands-free experience? And so we do exactly like what Motorola has done. When they put that live chat button, consumers don't know what to expect. They click that button, and all of a sudden they start to see, oh, here's an explanation. You can actually tap and speak instead of typing. For some people, they'll type because they're in a quiet environment. For others, they go, hey, I'm at home, I'm gonna tap and speak. And it's much faster, 3 times faster than typing. And then the hands-free mode, same thing. Others would be calling. So if you're like me, and I get a phone call, and I'm listening to the robot, press 1 for this department, 2 for that department, and I have a choice to be able to message you instantly, hey, I might just choose to message. Not for everybody. Some people still want to talk. So for those that want to talk, they'll stay on the line. For those who want to message, you'll get a text. And now you click on that link, just like what we showed. So that level of education is using the existing channels to engage and then having them discover, oh, I can do this. And same thing with bank and card issuers, right? So if you're a card issuer, I'm going to educate you by sending you, hey, instead of the traditional cards, I'm going to send you a super card. And here are all the benefits of a super card. So yes, there is education, but I think that education is going to naturally come over time, depending on whether you're a card issuer, you're a merchant, you're a business. Any other questions? All good? Oh, one more. Today we're using off-the-shelf translation capabilities from Google and others. So we didn't reinvent that. But we're servicing the US market to start with, but as we go to other countries, we'll start adding Spanish and others. All right. Well, this is the last presentation, so I bid you a good afternoon.